Hello friends, a very good evening or good afternoon to one and all. My name is Srinivas and once again welcome to a session from BYJU'S Exam Prep. Well my friends, this is a continuation session. We have seen Maths 1 for CUET probably about 2 or 3 days back. We have seen in that particular session how to deal with questions on ratios, especially usage of ratios in your time and work, time and distance. Right, so today we have a continuation of the session where we're going to take up the concepts of percentages, profit and loss, as well as simple interest and compound interest. If you remember, we have discussed this, I have mentioned this to you. In CUET, you can expect at least 50%, half the questions to be from this arithmetic area. So this happens to be one of the very important parts, right? So this session and the previous session together, I hope should be good enough for you to at least answer, if out of the 15 questions, if you get around 8 questions from arithmetic, if you attend these 2 sessions, I can more or less be certain that you should be able to attempt 5 to 6 questions out of the 8 questions that you can get. So without further ado, let's go ahead and take a look at the second session today. So we're going to continue our understanding of percentages, profit and loss, and SICI. There's not much of theory that I'm going to talk about because this is not how the session is planned. As you're well aware, in the last class also, I have not given you theory per se. It's not a teaching, it's more of a practice session over here. So I'm assuming that you guys sitting over there with pens and papers, you already have the basic knowledge. So I will definitely give you a question and the solution once the time per question is done. I will of course solve every question. If there is a shortcut, I'll explain the shortcut. If there is a tricky concept, I'll explain the concept, but that is question to question. Okay, so let's move ahead. The first question is a very simple question coming your way. Please try to do this in 60 seconds. That's the time limit for you. Post your answers. I will not comment whether your answer is right or wrong till the 60 seconds are up. A very good evening, Shagun. Alright, so 60 seconds up, 1 minute, that's the max time you can give for a question like this. Now, this actually is a question which has come up in the last 1 or 2 years. It's a kind of not really a perfect question if you ask me from the perspective of setting a paper. The assumption that you need to make here is these 140 students are only comprised of people who like maths or people who like science. There is nobody who like both. So that's the assumption you have to make. So given that assumption, we are basically saying that 6%, that is 6 by 100 of math students is equal to 15 by 100 of the student who like science. So you basically get 3 2s are 3 5s are. So maths by science is 5 by 2. So the ratio of maths and science is 5 by 2. So it's a ratio based question once again. 140 students, so basically 140 has to be divided into maths and science where the ratio is 5:2. So we know how to do this. They're asking us to find the math students. So 140 maths corresponding ratio is 5 by total is 7. So this becomes 100, which is your option number C. Okay, so there's not much of percentage here. We are just using 6% and 15%. So it's a question which basically tests the knowledge of your ratios once again. Let's move on to the next question. Here's the next question. From here onwards, we are going to have proper percentages based questions. So please try to do this in about 90 seconds. 1.5 minutes is a time limit for this. Let's see how many of you can get the answer to this. The time has started. Okay, 1 minute up. You have 30 seconds more. Alright guys, 90 seconds is up. So let's take a look at how to solve this question. Now if you want to understand and calibrate yourself with respect to difficulty level, this would be called as a moderate plus question. It is not an easy question. Now the difficulty here is not in understanding. It's a very straightforward question. The difficulty here is in the calculation. So you have to be a bit careful when you're calculating this kind of a question. It is, again, with respect to concept, it is very easy. But with respect to applying and actually calculation, that is where the difficulty comes in for this question. So, usually when you come across questions in an exam, they can be made difficult in two ways. One way is the calculation is very easy, but the concept is like mind-boggling. Yeah, it's a very unique concept, but once you get the concept, the calculation is very easy. That's one way. Usually the other way in which the question can be created is, look, it's a well-known concept, but I'll make it very tedious. I'm going to make it very lengthy for you to calculate. That's another way in which they can make it more difficult. Okay, so these are the two ways in which a question can be made, to appear difficult or to be actually difficult. Tarun says the answer is option A. It's not correct, Tarun. I'm sorry. The correct answer is option D. So let's see how do we get this D. So Nitish spends 30% of his salary on rent. So let us say the total salary is 100x. So the rent minus rent. After rent, so rent is 30x. So after rent, what is left? 70x is left. Now, he spends 20% of his remaining salary. So this is the remaining. In this, 20% is spent on food. So minus food, if I do, basically food is 20% of 70. So 20% of 70 is 14x. Right? So then what is left? 70 minus 14 is 56x. This is left. Then 25% of the remaining salary. So in this, the 25% is for commuting, so travel. So if you subtract travel, so what is gone? 1/4 of 56. So 4 ones are 4, 4 4s are 16. So 14x again is gone. 1/4 of 56 is 14. Right? So what is left? You will be left with 42x. This is left. So we have reached this commuting and 20% of the remaining salary on entertainment. So here again entertainment is gone. So minus entertainment. So what is entertainment? 20%. 20% is 8.4x. So from 42, if you take out 8.4, how much will be left out? So 42 minus 8 should be 34. 34 minus 0.4. So 33.6x. This is the remaining value, and this is given to you as 16,800. So 33 so if I write it here, 33.6x is 16,800. They are asking you to find the house rent. What is house rent? House rent is 30x. So 30x is how much? This is what you need, 30. Okay, so this is going to be 30x into 16,800 by 33.6x. Anyway, the x gets cancelled, it's of no use. So you get one more zero, take this out. 168 I think goes 1000 times and this goes 2 times. Okay, 162s are 320 and 82s are 16. So 320 plus 16 is 336. So 2 goes 15 times. So 15 into 1000 makes the answer as 15,000. So the objective of this question is to confuse students, first of all, using this word remaining. It's very important for you to realize that everything is not deducted from 100x. First you deduct 30x, then get this 70x from this, then food is going, then the remaining, and so on and so forth. That is one part. Yes, 50,000 is total salary, Tarun, but that is not what is asked. They are asking you, find the house rent paid by Nitish. So you have to be very careful. You calculated something which is not necessary, Tarun. Okay, so while you did it means you have done the calculation correctly, but you did not notice what has been asked. So all your effort is for, it's wasted. Anyway, so the second thing which they wanted to test you is, can you do this simple calculation correctly? While the calculation is simple, it's lengthy. So, you know, step number 1, step number 2, step number 3, step number 4, and then step number 5. So there are 5 simple calculations. You should do all 5 of them correctly without any errors. So that's the basic idea in this question. Right? Let's move on to question number 3. Here's a question, it's a simple one. This is much more easier. In fact, I would say this is an easy level question. 60 seconds is the time for you. Try to solve this. The time starts now. Sajida Parveen. Okay, guys, 60 seconds are done. Sajida, answer B is incorrect. Tarun, very good, that is correct. Sneha, B is incorrect. So the correct answer is option C. So Kiran is 25% more than Karthik. So what is 25%? 1.25. That's the meaning of 25% more, which is basically, I can write this as 5 by 4. Guys, you should be in a position to convert your percentages into fractions and fractions into percentages. So when I say 20% more, what does it mean? What is a fraction? Fractional form is 6 by 5. How do you get this? 20% is 1.2. 1.2 is 12 by 10, which is 6 by 5. So you should know how to write your something more or something less in the form of a fraction. If I say something is 33.33% more, it is basically 4 by 3. 33.33 is 1/3. 1/3 more means 1 plus 1 by 3, which is 4 by 3. So the best way to remember this is, if I say 25% more, it is 1 plus 25%. So 1 plus 1 by 4 makes it 5 by 4. If I say something is 20% more, 1 plus 20% more. So 1 plus 1 by 5, 20% is 1 by 5. So 1 plus 1 by 5 is 6 by 5. If I say 30% less, it is straight away 7 by 10. Because 1 minus 30%, 30% is 3 by 10, which is 7 by 10. So you should very quickly be able to write the fractional form of something being increased or something being decreased. That's how your speed will increase in your percentages topic. Okay, so if you go ahead and look at it, so we have Kiran is equal to 5 by 4 times of Karthik, and Karthik is equal to 6 by 5 times of Nitin. So write Karthik value here. So Kiran is equal to 5 by 4 times of 6 by 5 times of Nitin. So 5 and 5 gets cancelled. So Kiran is 3 by 2 times of Nitin. So what is 3 by 2 times? 3 by 2 times is 1.5. 1.5 means 50% more. Because 1.5 more, or rather 1.5 is a fractional form. So how much more is it? So you always add 1 plus something. So here 1 plus 0.5. So 50% more. Right, so that's your answer. Answer option is C. Again, this is not at all a difficult question. The difficulty you're facing could be in your calculations of, taking this 25% and 1.2. If you take it in the decimal form, 1.25, 1.2, it is not going to be easy. But if you take it in the fractional form, you can see things will become very, very easy. Okay, so that's the trick to this particular question. I don't use the word trick because I don't like that word. There are no tricks in maths. This is how maths is supposed to be done. Right? If you do not do it, you will feel this is a trick, but this is the correct way of doing it. Anyway, so let's move forward. But before we move forward, guys, if you have not liked the channel or subscribed to the channel, not liked this particular video, please do that. Please click on the bell icon, because we have a lot more CUET sessions planned. In fact, I'm taking 2 more sessions on reasoning and LRDI. So you have a lot of these sessions coming your way. So please click on the bell icon, which will notify you about any of these sessions which are scheduled in the future. Let's move on. Question number 4. Again, this is not a difficult question. It's a simple percentages based question, but a warning. Please be careful about what is given. Read carefully and answer. Okay. Let's take a look at this question. So this, try to do it in 90 seconds. Tarun, ratio of 25% is exactly the same thing that you're going to write. Ratio and percentages are more or less the same. I would not say they are different methods. Because ratio and percentages से ratio आता है, ratio से percentage आता है. So they are linked. Last 10 seconds. Right guys, so that's about a minute and a half. Let's take a look at what is happening here. You have to be very careful in the terms that have been used, the terminology that has been used in this question. Look at it. So they are saying in an election between two candidates, A and B, A received 46% of the total valid votes. So the important part here is valid. And lost the election by 720 votes. So the first thing you need to understand is elections related questions में if I say that I lost by 30 votes, इसका मतलब ये है कि I got 30 votes less than my competitor. I got 30 votes less than my competitor, right? So I lost, so he won. So losing by some votes or winning by some votes means the difference between what we got. So let us say that total polled votes or total valid votes. So let us say valid votes totally are 100x. इसमें A got 46%. So A got 46x, which means B would have got the rest. So B will get how many? 100 minus 46? 54x. Correct? So the difference between them is 8x. This 8x is 720, which means x should be 900. Okay, so 90. Okay, x should be 90, which means the total valid votes are 9,000. But this is not your answer. Don't jump and mark this. This is wrong. Why is this wrong? Because they are saying 10% of the votes were invalid. So basically, if total votes are, let's say, 100y, इसमें 90% are only valid votes. The remaining 10% are invalid. So this 90% मतलब क्या हो गया? 90y. This 90y is given to you as 9,000, which means your 100y. So 90y is 9,000, which means your y has to be 100. So if y is 100, your total votes will be 100 into 100, which is 10,000. Is that clear, Tarun? I hope you understood the mistake that you made. Right? So your total vote, so what we got here, 9,000 is the valid votes, but total votes are not 9,000. Total votes, 90% of that is valid. So 9,000 that you got is 90% of the total votes, which means the total votes should be 10,000. Okay, let's move on to the next question. This is again a very simple one. 60 seconds is the time for you. Very similar to the previous question. If you understand the previous question, you should be able to answer this. Your time starts now. Okay, 1 minute is up. Tarun says option A 200. Again, Tarun, you made a mistake. What are they asking you? Passing mark. What you got is the total mark. You're doing the same mistake, Tarun, again. You're not looking at what has been asked. Please carefully read what has been asked. So let us say the total marks are 100x. Okay. So Varun got 30% of this. So he got 30x. Okay. So 30x and he failed. So let's say pass mark should be 30x plus 10. Pass mark should be 30x plus 10 because agar 10 mark or aate, then Varun would have passed. But he did not get those extra 10 marks. So iske jo marks hai, add 10 to it, that is a pass mark. Whereas, so that is Varun. Whereas Tarun received 40%. So Tarun got 40x and he scored 10 marks more than the passing mark. So passing mark should also be 40x minus 10. Why 40x minus 10? Because Tarun got 10 marks more than what is required. So if he get 40x, then what is required for pass is minus 10. So these two should be same, right? Because both are passing marks. So 30x plus 10 should be equal to 40x minus 10. So you'll be getting x equal to 10x equal to, you will get 20 or your x equal to 2. So which means the total marks are 200. But do not mark this because that's the trap. And if you notice, always this option will be option A. The first option in front of your eyes will be 200 and you will fall into the trap. Clearly look at what they are asking, passing mark. Passing mark is 30x plus 10, which is 30 into 2, 60 plus 10, which is 70. So 70 marks is passing. You can put it here also. 80 minus 10. Dono mein se same answer aayega. Okay, so the answer is option D. Right, so Tarun, be careful. It's a habit you should get out of. Okay, next question. Try this. This is again a very simple question. We are moving into profit and loss now. From percentages, we are now moving into profit and loss. 60 seconds is the time for this question. Time starts now. Okay, 1 minute up. Sneha says option B. Very good, Sneha. That is the correct answer. So, first of all, profit का formula क्या है? Profit is as selling price minus cost price by cost price into 100. which is S by C minus 1 into 100. This is the profit percentage. Agar loss hai, then what is the formula for loss? It is 1 minus S by C into 100. So it all depends on the ratio of S by C. अगर आपको S by C मिल गया तो आपका आंसर लॉस या प्रॉफिट आंसर मिल जाएगा. नाउ प्रॉफिट का मतलब है सेलिंग प्राइस इज ग्रेटर देन द कॉस्ट प्राइस, लॉस का मतलब है सेलिंग प्राइस इज लेस देन द कॉस्ट प्राइस. सो डिपेंडिंग अपॉन द रेशियो S by C, अगर वो 1 के ऊपर है इट मीन्स इट्स अ प्रॉफिट, 1 से नीचे है इट मीन्स इट्स अ loss. So let's first try to understand what is the ratio of selling price and cost price. So let us say the selling price of each item is S, cost price of each item is C. So the cost price of 15 articles is 15C, should be equal to 12S. It is equal to the selling price of 12 articles. So S by C is 15 by 12, which is 3 5s are 3 4s are, so 5 by 4. Now 5 by 4 is greater than 1. Hence you are making a profit. So the profit should be S by C minus 1, which is 5 by 4 minus 1 into 100, which is 1 by 4 into 100. 1 by 4 into 100 is 25%, option B. Okay, so this is how you solve your profit and loss questions in this manner. So you'll always, in profit and loss, don't worry or don't try to always look at selling price kitna hai, cost price kitna hai, not required. You can also solve the question by looking at the ratio of S by C, and that makes your calculations faster. Let's move on. Next question. Try to solve this. Again, this is not a difficult question. Probably should be able to do it in 90 seconds. I'm giving you 90 seconds just because the question is 3 lines to read. That's all. Or kuch nahi. Bahut simple hai. Okay, try to do this. 90 seconds. Time starts now. Ten seconds. Okay, Tarun, that's the correct answer. Very good. Finally, you have checked what is asked. इस बार आप ट्रैप में नहीं गिरे. Very good. So let's take a look at what is happening here. So let us say the cost price is C. इसको हम दो selling prices में बेच रहे हैं. Selling price 1 is 1080. Selling price 2 is 720. इसमें आपका profit है, इसमें आपका loss है. So the profit here and loss here are the same. So what is the profit in the first case? Profit is selling price minus cost price. So it is 1080 minus cost price. Loss is cost price minus selling price. So it is C minus 720. But these two are equal. If these two are equal, you equate them. So you will get 2C is equal to 360 or C is equal to 180. My bad. Sorry, not 360. How much is that? 1700 or 1800. So your C, 1800. So your C will be 900. Again, 900 is not your answer because they are not asking you a cost price. What are they asking you? Find the price at which the watch is sold to gain profit of 10%. So आपको इस cost price पे on 900, you need 10% profit, which means 10% increase. So 10% out of 900 is 90 rupees. So increase by 90 rupees. So you should be selling it at 990. That is option C. Clear? Right, so people like Tarun, if you are in the habit of making mistakes by not checking what is asked, a good habit is start with C. If you are starting with C, before you do all this calculation, right side make a note. What is asked? Cost price such that the profit is 10%. So आपको निकालना है 1.1C. इसको हाईलाइट करके रखो. ये 5 सेकंड जाएगा आपको ये करने में. That's worth it. 5-10 सेकंड भी जाएगा. That's okay. Read and write what is required at the top, right side of the page that where you're solving. Right? So when you solve, then this will be highlighted and you will not be in a hurry, or even if you're in a hurry, you'll notice that अच्छा यार मुझे ये चाहिए. This is not what I want. Make it a habit. Okay, trust me when I say this because I was exactly like this. I used to make a lot of errors by not looking exactly what is asked. This is a habit that I cultivated. I spent 10 extra seconds every question, but first I used to write what is asked. So I should always look at this and then mark the answer. So if I start with X, my answer asked is 5X. I will round this and highlight it like this. So that whenever I am looking at it finally and marking, मेरा नजर इसके ऊपर जाएगा and it will keep reminding me that यार मुझे 5X चाहिए, X नहीं चाहिए, or always the examiner will give me X also and 5X also. So that's what you need to cultivate as a good habit. Let's move on. Again, a very simple question. Try to do this. 60 seconds is the time for you. You don't need more. Time starts now. हाँ तरुण, एक दो क्वेश्चन गलत करोगे तो आदत अपने आप निकल जाएगी once you realize that you're making silly mistakes. But it's a good habit, Tarun. Cultivate it. Exam में नहीं होना चाहिए. So that 10 seconds is perfectly worth it. Okay, let's take a look at what the answer is. 60 seconds are up. Sneha says option C. Sneha, unfortunately that is incorrect. Let's see what is happening here. Cost price per pen is 150 by 12. This is a cost price because you bought 12 pens for 150. So cost per pen is amount by number. Selling price is 150 by 8. Find the profit or loss percent. Now clearly your S by C, अगर आप calculate करोगे, this will be how much? 150 by 8 by 150 by 12. So this will become 12 by 8 because 150 will get cancelled. ये ऊपर जाएगा. So 12 by 8, which is 4 3s are 4 2s are. So S by C is 3 by 2. So S by C, if it is greater than 1, you know it is a profit. तो definitely option B, option C तो है ही नहीं. अभी profit कितना है? So it is S by C minus 1 into 100. That's your answer. So 3 by 2 minus 1 is 1 by 2. 1 by 2 into 100 is 50%. So it's a 50% profit, option A. Right? So again, not a difficult question. 2-3 step में answer आ जाएगा. All such kind of questions will be called as easy questions. You should not leave them. Let's move on to the next question. Okay, again, not a difficult one. Percentage based question. Do this in 60 seconds. Your time starts now. Tarun, okay guys, 60 seconds are up. Tarun says D double time. दोनों बार गलत है. The correct answer happens to be option B. So guys, let's take a look at why is this the correct answer. Kavita bought a toy for 280. So cost price is 280. Now she marked it up by 50%. Markup matlab you are increasing the price and displaying it. So your display price or mark price is 50% over 280. So half of 280 is 140. So 280 plus 140. This is your mark price. So this is 2, 3, 380, 420 rupees. This is your mark price. 420 pe she gave a discount of 70. So discount is 70. So selling price is mark price minus discount. Correct? This should be 420 minus 70, which is 350. Okay. So if this is 350, find the profit percentage. So profit percentage is always S by C minus 1. So ye kya ho gaya? Into 100 of course. So it is 350 by 280 minus 1 into 100. So this is 7 4s are 7 5s are. So 5 by 4 minus 1, which is 25%. So 5 by 4, we already know fractional form. 5 by 4 is 25% increase. 25% increase is 25% profit. That's your option B. Okay. So Tarun, your aadat khatam nahi hui. It's still going on. That's okay. Let's go ahead. Next question. This is about dishonest shopkeeper. I hope you guys know the concept. If not, I'll anyway explain at the end of the question. But try to do this in 60 simple seconds. The time starts now. Nine is B and 8 is D. Acha. Okay. Is there a delay in chat? Right guys, 1 minute is up. Parv says 25. Very good Parv. Agrawal, that is the correct answer. Option B, 25%. So let us see how do we deal with dishonest shopkeepers. So a dishonest shopkeeper is somebody who cheats people. How is he cheating here? ये बोल रहा है कि मैं 100 centimeters मतलब 1 मीटर बेच रहा हूं, but actually what he's doing is he's selling only 80 centimeters. तो ये पैसा ले रहा है 1 मीटर का, लेकिन क्वांटिटी दे रहा है only 80 centimeters. So let us say his cost price. Let us say his cost price is 1 rupee per centimeter. Correct? 1 rupee per centimeter. ये अभी बोल क्या रहा है? He's saying that I am selling it at cost price. So he's saying that यार मैं जितने पे खरीदा उतने पे ही वापस कर रहा हूं. So I am purchasing something. I am a shopkeeper. I am buying at 1 rupee per centimeter. I am also selling it to you at 1 rupee per centimeter. That's what I am saying. However, the cheating is being done in the terms of quantity. So if I sell 80 centimeters, so my income when I sell this 80 centimeters, for this 80 centimeters, what I got, the money that I got in was 100 rupees. Correct? What I got in was 100 rupees. But ये 80 centimeters के लिए मैंने spend कितना किया? I actually, the money gone out from me is only 80 rupees. So 80 rupees खर्च करके मैंने 100 rupees अंदर लेके आया, which means I'm making a 20 rupee profit. So 20 rupee profit, not percentage. So percentage is S by C minus 1. Right? So selling price is 100, cost price is 80, which is nothing but again 5 by 4. So 5 by 4 is 25%. Okay, so in dishonest shopkeeper, the best thing you can do is start with 1 rupee per gram or 1 rupee per cm And when this happens, you can calculate what is the, so for every 80 centimeters he is selling, पैसा कितना ले रहा है और इस 80 centimeters के लिए उसको खुद को खर्च कितना हुआ है. So just look at how much is he getting in and how much has he spent. That should be enough to give you the answer. I can also complicate this by saying that the cost price is increased by 20%. Which means I am ये 1 rupee का मैं जो खरीद रहा हूँ इसको मैं बेच रहा हूँ 1.2 rupees per centimeter. Which so if I am selling if I am selling 80 centimeters, I will show it as 100 centimeters. So I will collect 120 rupees from them. It is not 80 into 1.2 because उसको मैं बता रहा हूँ कि 100 है. That is the cheating, right? So I will tell him that it is 100 and I collect 1.2 rupees per centimeter, which means I'll get 120 rupees. But I spent only 80, so 120 by 80 in that case. So here the answer will be 4 3s are 4 2s are, so 3 by 2. So there it will be 50% profit. So you can simply solve these questions by just taking cost price as 1 rupee per centimeter and then calculate for the quantity that you are actually selling 80 centimeters 800 grams जो भी है उसके लिए आपने कितना खर्च किया और आपके पॉकेट में कितना आ रहा है. That's it. That will give you the final answer. Okay, let's move on to the next question. Once again, so now we are moving on to simple interest, compound interest concepts. Again, I hope you guys know the basic concepts here. Let's do this in 60 seconds. It's a very, very simple question. Right guys, 60 seconds. Tarun says option D. Once again, Tarun, you are in a hurry. D is not correct. The correct answer is option A. Let's take a look at and see why is A the correct answer. A principal, let's say the principal amount is P. This becomes 5 times itself. It is becoming 5P. So the thing is, your interest calculation, simple interest formula is P T R by 100. But this is only the interest, it does not include the principal. So when I say my money is becoming 5 times, this is basically simple interest plus principal included. So my 5P should be equal to P, time is 20 years, rate of interest I need to find out by 100 plus P. This is what has been given to me. So P gets cancelled. So 4 equal to, so when I cancel this becomes 1. So 1 will go to the left hand side, will become 4. So 4 is equal to 20 into R by 100. 20 goes 5 times, so R should be 20%, which is your option number A. Is that clear, Tarun? It is not B or D, it is option A. So the thing you need to understand is, when I say my money became so many times, it is including, so the total original money itself is changing. So the final amount, so this 5P includes your principal plus interest, not just the principal, okay, or not just the interest. So if you directly write PTR by 100 is equal to 5P, then this is wrong, because this is only the interest which is you are saying is equal to 5P. Okay, that's the mistake here. So if you do it like this, you will get P gets cancelled, T is 20, so 20 goes 5 times, 25s, and R will be 25%. This 25% is a trap. That's incorrect. Okay, let's move on to the next question. Again, a simple one, 60 seconds is the time for you. This is now on compound interest, simple formula usage. Time starts now. By the way, this is not interest, this is principal. This ये गलत है. Interest नहीं, principal. Alright, so that's your 60 seconds. So what is the equation here? This time once again, formula for compound interest, but isme, when you look at formula for compound interest, this P into 1 plus R by 100 whole power N, this includes principal plus compound interest. Whereas simple interest formula is only about the interest portion, whereas compound interest formula includes the principal also in it. So this I can directly apply. P into 1 plus R by 100 whole power 4 is equal to 16p. So p gets cancelled. This 16 is 2 power 4. So if this 4 and this 4 matches, that means the basis should also be same. So 1 plus R by 100 should be equal to 2, or R should be equal to 100. So the answer is option number D. So the difference between this question and the previous question is, in the previous question, compound interest formula should be added to the principal, because that is the total quantity which is becoming 5 times. Whereas here, compound interest formula when I use, that includes my principal already in it. So that is the basic difference between these two questions. Moving on, the next one. This is a good one. Try this out. I'll give you 90 seconds for this. This will be the last question, my friends. So please try this out. 90 seconds, 1.5 minutes. Your time starts now. Okay, so it's 90 seconds. Here, this question can actually be done in 2 ways. I'll explain both the ways. First, let's do it in the simple way that we know. 5,000 is becoming 5,650, which means interest kitna aa raha hai? Interest you are getting 650 rupees extra, correct? Now, what is happening here? This 650 is coming to you in 2 ways. One is from bank A and the other is from bank B, right? Bank A is 10% interest, bank B is 15% interest, and it is supposed to be simple interest, right? Now, let's take a look at what is happening here. So, we don't know how much money is put in bank A, we don't know how much money has been put in bank B, but we know total is 5,000. So, let us say X is put in bank B. I take X because find the money invested in scheme B. So, if I take X as bank B, then 5,000 minus X will be in bank A. So apply the simple interest formula for the bank B and bank A. So PTR, principal is 5,000 minus X into time is 1 year, rate is 10 by 100. This is for the first bank, plus second bank is X into time is 1 year, rate is 15 by 100. This total should add up to 650. So you can simplify this, put 2 zeros here. So abhi kya ho gaya? This is 50,000 minus 10x plus 15x is equal to 65,000. Bring this here, simplify this. So this becomes 5x is equal to 15,000, or x equal to 3,000. Straight away you'll get the answer as option C. So this is one approach where we split it into, okay, we make, let's say amount going into B is x, so amount going into A will be whatever, 5,000 minus x, and you apply the simple interest formula and finish it. This is second way which we will use the method of allegations or mixtures, if you are aware. So this idea is, look, you are basically saying that x is put at 10% and some other amount, 5000 minus x, let's call it as y. This y is put at 15%. Okay, so basically x plus y, this total is 5000. We all know this. But what did we get? We got 650. So what is the percentage that you got? Overall percentage. 650 out of 5000. So 5000 लगाने पे आपको 650 मिला. So 650 out of 5000 into 100. This is the percentage. So what is it? This becomes 5 ones are 5, 5 threes are 15. So a mixing of 10% and 15% should result in 13% average. So think of it like this. A 10% milk is mixed with 15% milk to get 13% milk. That is the average that you're getting. In what ratio should they be mixed? So if you apply the basics of mixtures, 10%, 15%, you're going to get 13% as an average. So alligation rule लगाएंगे तो ये 2 हो जाएगा, यहाँ पे 3. So the ratio in which they should be mixed, A and B, should be 2:3. So if 2:3 is the ratio, then divide 5000 in the ratio of 2:3. Clearly this is 3000, this is 2000, and that is what they are asking. What is the amount invested in the B? Which is clearly 3000. Right, so guys, this brings us to the end of our session right now. I hope you enjoyed, you learnt quite a few things. I hope you understood how to deal with profit and loss questions, percentage based questions, and SICI questions. Most importantly, I heard, at least I hope some of you have learnt that the kind of mistakes you're making and how not to make it. Right, thank you friends, I'll see you in the next one. All the best till then.